kind of made to be on stage right now, we're going to shoot it from multiple angles for coverage. But typically, if we were to go ahead and shoot this for real on a set or something like that, we'd know a lot more of the angles ahead of time, and we'd block them out during the rehearsal, and then we'd stick to those angles. But we're going to try and do this in a single take. So we're going to get coverage, and maybe one of the takes will look good enough that we just do it from the one angle, but you never know. It's kind of blocked for stage so that the audience back there kind of sees all the contact hits, so all the best hits are going to be done so that they're stacked to that audience. But it's really cool. They're going to rehearse it first, and then we're going to have them go at it. So that's that. Walk him around. Go for the roll. On the day, so when we're in the middle of shooting it, whatever you guys got to do to adjust it, act it out to get to that moment, you know? Be like, come on! Move them into that space. You know, you want anything BS like that, but that's what you got to do to get them onto their mark, okay? Help each other get to your marks for safety.
Aaron, I'm not there. Just lift me up. Lift me up and put me down, and then I'll do it. So it's a safe place for you.
Oh, because it's from a rear bear hug?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can just kick in midair and everything. Place her where her mark needs to be.
And then I'll...
Guys, that looked awesome, by the way. Keep it up. You don't even have to ramp up the intensity too much more. That was really great for a rehearsal. Looked awesome. Let's do this thing, guys.
Action!
Yeah!
And cut. All right. Hi, my name is Dylan Hintz. I run a little organization called the DC Stunt Coalition down here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. With me are some of our team members. They just performed a fight at the Call to Action Boot Camp Workshop down here at Capitol Classics. Our team members include Abra Burkett, Wesley Chinchette. Is that how you say it?
Close enough.
Close enough, and Aaron Supernow. We're going to have them talk about the fight that they just did. It's a concept fight called Angry M. I believe Wes kind of came up with the original concept. Wes, what was the original concept?
The idea that I kind of wanted to come up here with is I was really inspired by a lot of the work that we saw from John Wick, and being the fact that Abra is one of the most dynamic performers that we have in our organization, a chance to really kind of hone the skills and work with her further is grand. And the fact that we get to work with Aaron as well has been tremendous, and the fact that we can just develop the skills further has been something that is really, really interesting. And more so, it's been just a tremendous learning experience. So it's been great working with you, and I wanted a chance to kind of build it further and see where we could go.
And what was the background that you brought into doing your stunt performance that you might have put into the fight?
I come from a background of professional wrestling. I did that for about 7 years when I was younger, and I kind of call upon that whenever I can. So there's a lot of performance aspect of it, a lot of reactionary drills that I kind of work into everything I can do, because with that, it's all about trying to ensure that whatever fight has a lot of impacts in it, the reaction is extremely, extremely dynamic.
There are a lot of big falls and a lot of cool crashes. Abra, was this different from the type of fighting that you usually do? What's your kind of background, and what was different and exciting about this?
So I come from a martial arts background mostly. I have done Muay Thai and Krav Maga, and now some Jeet Kune Do and Kali. I started with the Stunt Coalition almost 2 years ago, so I've been getting more into integrating my martial arts experience and training with the actual performance side. I also am or have been very interested in performing as well, and I have a bit of a background in that too. So this is different because, one, it is you have to be a lot more aware of your partner's safety than you would be in, say, normal martial arts situations. And a lot of it is playing off of figuring out your reactions, as opposed to like in martial arts, you probably just shake it off or don't really want to show that you felt pain, whereas with this, you want to make that very big and very obvious. And Wes actually showed me a couple of things from his pro wrestling experience, like the flip that he ends up doing. It's called a head scissors takeover. And actually, if you want to talk a little bit about that, because you explain it way better.
So it's something that we've been able to kind of introduce, and it's pretty fairly dynamic move, and the fact that she can really bring it to a level that is necessary to look not only good execution but also in the final product. That's what we're going for. And so the bigger flashy moves that may look like they bring a lot of impact, it also gives a lot of flow and symmetry to the fight as well.
And Aaron, what did you get out of doing the Angry M fight? How's this been for your training and your practice and getting your skills developed as a stunt performer?
This fight in particular has really been helping me in the acting performance part of it, because I spend a lot of time on the ground, and so I can't just lay there and do nothing. I have to look like I'm hurting, or at least doing something, or trying to get back into it or whatever. So that's been my focus in trying to get better.
No, that's awesome, and that's like the final point that I'll make. Like, what's really cool about doing a fight like this is we filmed it as a single take, and we've had the camera move around and get different angles. For here, this was kind of for a stage performance. But when you want to make something like this happen, and you want it to happen in real time, every moment that they spend not in the fight, they still have to be in the fight. That's the true acting part of being a stunt performer, is never having egg on your face and always being active and believing that you're in that fight. So when these guys are carrying it out the entire time, all the way through, they're stalking each other, they're reacting to things, they're holding pain in. That's real fight acting, and that's what it takes to get these kinds of jobs. So I'm very proud of this team. It was awesome getting to give them a little bit of feedback as like a co-fight director with Wes's choreography. It's beautiful to watch. We're glad that we got to bring it to this event, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. So see you guys up at Urban Action Showcase Expo. I know what it's called, UASE. See you guys up in New York in November. Oh, a little bit more about the company. The DC Stunt Coalition was an organization that I founded about 6 years ago out of Montgomery County, Maryland. So it's local to DC, it's the suburbs of DC. And I've been on like every set you can imagine in this area, independent Craigslist sets, non-union sets, a couple of union sets, and I just started meeting martial arts performers, gymnastic people, pro wrestlers, anybody that had an interest in doing this, and I was like, let's find a gym and let's train together. We're in a non-market area. DC is not where you go to be in movies, but if you live here and you want to do this, it's good to get your feet wet, and it's good to learn the basics. I have a professional background. I'm a SAG-AFTRA stunt performer. I've worked on at least 10 TV shows and movies in the professional industry. It's a great start. It allows me to go out there, learn how the real world works in this industry, and bring it back to people that have an interest. It's all about a stepping stone organization. So when we create fights like this, our goal is to aim high and see what we can pull off, even though we're not New York, we're not Atlanta, we're not LA, we're DC. And we're very proud of what we do here, and we hope that people that are passing through any of those bigger markets stops into our gym, comes and has fun with us, because we've got some great material to practice with, and we've got some wonderful people to train alongside of. Hey guys, this is DC Stunt Coalition, and we're telling you to check out Fooyah Legacy.